Right, Humpty-Doo in the Northern Territory has copped 178 millimetres since Friday night, while Brisbane City hasn't seen proper rain in months. Is your area about to finally get some relief, or are you staring down another week of bone-dry conditions? The Bureau of Meteorology has issued severe weather warnings across 3 states right now, with over 8 million Australians in the firing line for damaging winds and heavy rainfall. I am going to break down exactly when this hits your backyard, which suburbs are going to cop it worst, and why the models are showing something pretty unusual developing over the Coral Sea. Stick with me, because at the 3-minute mark, I'll tell you which capital city could see temperatures 20 degrees cooler than normal by Wednesday. Chuck your location in the comments right now, your city or your state, because tomorrow I am doing personalised forecasts for every single region that gets mentioned. Let us get into the timings. Sydney, you are looking at storms rolling in Monday afternoon around 4 p.m. Heaviest falls western suburbs. Penrith and the Hawkesbury copping the worst of it. Melbourne, bit of a mixed bag for you. Showers Tuesday morning, clearing by lunchtime. But here is the thing. That southerly buster arrives Wednesday arvo, and it's going to be fierce. Brisbane and the southeast Queensland crew, I know you're desperate for rain. Models are showing patchy stuff Monday night, maybe 10 to 20 mils if you're lucky, but I am taking that with a massive pinch of salt. Perth, you're in for a scorcher, 41 degrees Monday, 43 Tuesday. Total fire ban both days. We'll talk more about that fire danger in a minute. Adelaide, your rain arrives Friday evening around 5 p.m, heaviest overnight into Saturday morning. Hobart, you're actually warmer than Darwin right now, which is pretty unusual. Low 20s through the week. Canberra, frosty mornings, 12 degrees overnight tonight, warming up to 26 tomorrow. Now here's where it gets interesting. The models are showing something developing in the Coral Sea, and there is a fair bit of uncertainty around whether this becomes our first cyclone of the season or just fizzles out. Access is showing it intensifying by Thursday, potentially impacting the far north Queensland coast between Cairns and Townsville. But the European model reckons it stays offshore and weakens. This 100-kilometre difference in track changes everything for Cairns, Innisfail, Townsville, even down to the Whitsundays. We'll have a better idea tomorrow morning when the latest runs come through, so definitely check back. Let me talk about this heat in Western Australia, because it's not just uncomfortable, it is dangerous. Perth-Bunbury-Geraldton, you're all pushing into the low 40s Monday and Tuesday. But it is not just the heat, it is the heat combined with gusty easterly winds and bone-dry vegetation. Fire danger ratings are going to be extreme across the southwest, possibly catastrophic in some districts. If you are in WA, you need to have your bushfire plan sorted now, not when you smell smoke. The Fremantle Doctor 1T kick in until late Wednesday, so you've got 2 full days of this. For you lot in Newcastle and the Hunter, there's a bit of a rough trot coming. That low pressure system I mentioned, it's going to generate some decent swell, 2 to 3 metres Monday, building to 3 to 4 Tuesday. Not ideal for the beaches. Coffs Harbour, similar story, heavy surf, possible coastal erosion. Wollongong, you might actually miss the worst of it, winds staying offshore until Tuesday arvo. Now, southeast Queensland, I know this is frustrating. You are seeing Humpty-Doo get 178 mils. Mount Carbine up near Cairns got 381 mils for January, and Brisbane, Ipswich, the Gold Coast, you are getting nothing. The atmosphere is just not setting up right for you guys there. Moisture around, humidity sitting at 87% overnight, according to the data. But you need that trigger, that convergence to actually fire storms up. Monday night, there is a weak trough moving through, could spark something. But I reckon most of you will see 10 to 20 mils max, maybe 30 if you get lucky with a cell parked overhead. Scenic Rim and Jimboomba, you might do better Monday afternoon, but again, it's patchy. Right, at the 3-minute mark, I promised you something about temperatures, so here it is. If you haven't already, chuck your city in the comments, because tomorrow's forecast is going to be way more detailed for individual suburbs. Victoria, you are in for a wild temperature swing. Melbourne currently sitting at 26 degrees, pretty comfortable, bit humid after that light rain earlier. But that cold front coming through Wednesday, you are going to drop to 16 degrees by Thursday morning. Geelong, Ballarat, Bendigo, even colder, some of you down to 12, 13 degrees overnight. Shepparton, you are looking at 14. This is a proper Southern Ocean front, bringing that Antarctic air mass right up. The one thing that got me concerned is the pressure gradient behind this front. We could see winds gusting to 80, maybe 90 kilometres per hour across the ranges Wednesday night. That damaging wind territory. South Australia, your story is pretty straightforward. Adelaide, warm and dry through Wednesday. Then that system arrives Friday. Mount Gambier, Whyalla, Port Augusta, URI all in line for solid falls Friday night into Saturday. Could be looking at 30 to 50 mils widespread, maybe 80 in the Adelaide Hills if the rain sets in properly. This is welcome news given how dry it's been. Tasmania, you've been oddly warm lately. Hobart at 22 degrees, Launceston 21, Devonport 20. Normally you'd expect Darwin to be warmer, but the top end S actually going through a cooler spell with all that monsoon activity. It'll stay mild through the week, just some patchy showers, nothing major. Northern Territory, let's talk about the big wet because it is delivering. Darwin, you are going to see more rain this week. That monsoonal trough is active. Catherine Alice Springs, you are on the drier side of things. But here S, where it gets interesting for the Gulf, there's another system developing there, separate from the Coral Sea one. Currently, Access is showing this as just a monsoon low, but if it organises, could turn into something more significant by next weekend. We're in cyclone season now, so this is something to watch. Check back tomorrow because the guidance could shift. Queensland regional centres, let me run through you quickly. Gold Coast, patchy Monday night. Sunshine Coast, same deal. Townsville, you re-watching that Coral Sea development, could bring heavy rain by Friday if it tracks west. Cairns, Innisfail, that grass is growing green like you've never seen according to reports. Plenty of sunshine today, but depending on that system, you might be in for a soaking by the weekend. Toowoomba, you're on the inland side, probably going to miss most of the coastal moisture. Hang on, let me clarify that Coral Sea system because I don't want to panic anyone. Right now, it is not a cyclone. It's an area of low pressure. Whether it becomes Tropical Cyclone Coral Sea 1 depends on water temperatures, wind shear, and about 15 other factors. The ocean S warm enough that S not the issue. It S whether the upper atmosphere is going to let it organise. Currently, they're S moderate wind shear, which is inhibiting development. If that shear drops off Thursday or Friday, then yeah, we could see rapid intensification. But that S a big if at this stage. New South Wales inland, Wagga Wagga, Dubbo. You are staying mostly dry this week. Wagga looking at tops around 32, 33, warming up after those cooler nights. Dubbo, similar. The rain is really an eastern seaboard thing this round. Actually, I should be more specific about Sydney S timing because there is a difference between the city and the outer suburbs. Sydney CBD storms around 4 to 5 p.m. Monday. Parramatta maybe half an hour earlier. Penrith and the Blue Mountains, you could see activity from 2 p.m. onwards as that trough moves through. The Hawkesbury region, similar early timing. Eastern suburbs and the beaches, you'll be last to see it, probably not until 6 or 7 p.m, and it might even miss you entirely if the trough loses steam. Western Australia regional centres, Bunbury, you are on that extreme fire danger, 40 degrees Tuesday. Geraldton 41. Kalgoorlie inland, you're going to hit 44, maybe 45. Broome up north, you are in the monsoon zone. Bit of a different story. Afternoon storms possible, keeping temperatures down to around 33, 34. Let me check that again. Yeah, Karkoa in New South Wales, you hit 38 degrees today. Overnight low 22, 20% chance of rain from 8:45 tonight. That's pretty warm for the central west, and no cloud cover today would be made it feel even hotter. Tomorrow you are looking at a cooler day, low of 12 overnight. That's a big temperature range. There's one location that could cop something unexpected this week, and I'll tell you what that is in a minute. But first, if you are just joining or you haven't commented yet, seriously, leave your city or town below. Tomorrow, I'm going through as many as I can with specific forecasts, and I genuinely want to help you plan your week. Right, the unexpected location is Mornington Peninsula. You are desperate for rain down there according to the comments, and normally you do miss out with this setup, but there's a chance, small chance, that a cut-off low develops south of Tasmania on Thursday. If that happens and it tracks northeast, you could actually see decent rain Friday into Saturday. Currently, the European model is hinting at this. Access, not so much. It's a low probability scenario, but worth watching. Frankly, Geelong S in the same boat, pardon the pun. The thing with these southern systems is they notoriously hard to forecast more than 3 days out. The jet stream position matters, the Southern Ocean fetch matters, water temperatures matter. Right now we are seeing the models diverge, which usually means we were at the edge of predictability. Could go either way at this stage. By tomorrow we'll know if this cut-off low is real or just model noise. Fire danger. Let me come back to this because it is critical. Western Australia, I've mentioned URE on extreme to possibly catastrophic ratings, but New South Wales, URE not out of the woods either. North coast areas, that gusty westerly wind Tuesday could push fire danger up to very high in some districts, especially inland from Coffs Harbour. It's not just about temperature, it's relative humidity dropping below 20%. winds above 40 km an hour, and fuel loads that are still dry despite some recent rain. If you're in a bushfire-prone area anywhere in Near South Dole, check the Fires Near Me app. Have your plan ready. South Australian fire danger isn't as extreme this week. That Friday change brings moisture. Same with Victoria. Once that cold front comes through, fire risk drops significantly. Tasmania, you find too much moisture around. According to the latest runs, that heat trough across the interior is going to stay pretty stationary until Wednesday. This is why Alice Springs, you are staying hot. 38, 39 through Tuesday, then dropping a bit Wednesday when the trough shifts east. The trough shifts east, that is when southeast Queensland might actually see something, but we are talking late week, and I'm not confident enough to promise anything yet. There's still a bit of uncertainty around exactly how far south that northern monsoon moisture is going to penetrate. If it makes it down to Townsville and Cairns, you are looking at flood watch territory potentially. 100 to 200 mils in 24 hours is possible with a monsoon low or cyclone. But if it stays offshore or weakens, you might just get the normal afternoon thunderstorm activity. I think most of the severe weather is over for the southeast after this next system Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday, cold front is going to be windy, but at not really a rain producer for most areas. Yeah, look, I know this isn't ideal for southeast Queensland. You are seeing everyone else get rain and you're stuck in this frustrating dry pattern. It's going to be very hit and miss, very localised. One suburb could get 20 mils, the next suburb nothing. Summer has sucked this year for a lot of you. I get it. This week might be different, particularly for the coastal areas, but I don't want to oversell it. We'll have a better idea tomorrow. For tomorrow's video, I am going to focus specifically on that Coral Sea development, the cut-off low possibility south of Tasmania, and I'll update you on the Western Australia fire danger as that heat starts to break down. I'll also go through individual suburbs that have been mentioned in the comments from today and previous videos. One thing to remember from this forecast is we've got multiple systems in play across the country, all operating independently. If you're replanning outdoor activities this week, Sydney and Newcastle, be careful Monday and Tuesday with those storms. Melbourne, Wednesday wind is going to be rough. Perth, avoid outdoor exertion in that heat. Stay inside, drink heaps of water. Beach conditions, East Coast rough Monday and Tuesday with 3 to 4 metre swell. Don T swim at unpatrolled beaches. So let me give you a quick recap. Western Australia, extreme heat and fire danger Monday, Tuesday. Sydney, Newcastle, East Coast storms Monday afternoon into Tuesday. Melbourne, big cold front Wednesday with damaging winds. Southeast Queensland, patchy rain Monday night. Coral Sea system developing South Australia, wet Friday into Saturday. Forecasts can change. By tomorrow morning, we'll have new data, better clarity on that Coral Sea system. Check back tomorrow because this stuff genuinely evolves day by day. For tomorrow's video specifically, I am going to have a special focus on cyclone formation indicators. I'll explain what we're looking for, what the satellite imagery is showing, and give you a probability assessment. If you are in far north Queensland, that is going to be important information for you. Right, final comment reminder, leave your location below. I'll cover as many as I can tomorrow. I appreciate you watching. Tomorrow's video drops same time and we'll know more about these developing systems. Stay safe, especially in that Western Australia heat or Sydney storms. Cheers.